The Prime Minister, Tony Abbott, has described living on outstations as a lifestyle choice that can't be endlessly subsidised. In the top end, the housing that remote Indigenous people would move to is already at crisis point. The ABC travelled to Katherine to see what further pressure would mean for people living on the outskirts of a Territory town.
Megan Raymonds waited 4 years to move into this house, which she and her 3 children share with almost a dozen family members.
It's hard to live in a crowded house with lots of family. Some family don't know where to live. They'll rather sleep in the veranda. Some just sleep anywhere. It's too squashed up for them to walk through. Go to the toilet, they're going to have to walk over their beds. And sometimes walking over your bed, you're dusting your bed and you're getting dirt in it as well.
About 300 people live at Binjari, a community 15 kilometres from Katherine. The federal government spent $1 million refurbishing 24 of Binjari's existing homes, but no new houses have been built for at least a decade.
They got funding, but they only built up the clinic there, built up the office.
In another part of Binjari, known as the Bottom Camp, the toilets are often broken. One female toilet has been blocked since last year. Residents have been told the area is no longer suitable for public housing because it's a flood zone, but they don't want to leave, and it's not clear where they'd go if they did.
Nah, I feel like staying here. Yep, my grandkids born here, they grow up here.
Addressing severe overcrowding and a public housing shortage were goals of the federal government intervention. The $2 billion 10-year remote housing strategy, which followed in the Northern Territory, has been beset with well-documented cost blowouts and management problems. In 2007, Binjari was declared a prescribed community under the intervention. It's almost 8 years later and people here say overcrowding is still a real problem for them, along with basic maintenance. Just down the road, on the outskirts of Katherine, an Aboriginal housing organisation's struggling to keep up with basic maintenance at a small town camp for Warlpiri families.
Well, over the years, pretty sad really, because nothing's changed, nothing's been built, and we're playing day in, day out with the same level of bureaucracy that goes on. It's just, I don't know, it's hard to combat day to day.
Kalano gets a government subsidy of about $2,000 a year for each house, but it says it'll be cut next year and the camp's likely to close.
Everyone that lives at this community here, in the house behind me, are eligible for public housing, and we're in fact doing a service to the government. The people here will ultimately continue to occupy the public spaces and the river corridor of Katherine, and thereby it becomes a community problem for Katherine.
At a forum in Darwin, the head of the Territory's housing department told community leaders, under the remote housing strategy sparked by the intervention, more than 1,000 new houses have been built, along with 3,000 rebuilds and refurbishments.
Some change has been made, but there's a long way to go.
But no more houses will be fixed with that pot of money.
So no further rebuild or refurbishment works will be undertaken because all targets have been met and the available monies don't allow for any more.
Community leader and mayor Tony Jack told the forum all governments have failed to deliver on promises. He says Binjari's problems are replicated across the Territory.
If the government is stuffing around with our needs out there, then they move out of the way and let's take control of this.
He doesn't want the same issues revisited in decades to come. Felicity, ABC News.